Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Today, wait a minute. Today we are going to look at inequalities. We have seen what definite integration is. We have seen the relation between an integration and a summation, right? So an integration is a limit over a sum, isn't it? So we have seen that you can, divide the curve into different rectangles, and each rectangle has a very infinitesimally small area, and we are adding it over 1 to n, and we are tending n to infinity. So we are getting somewhere, right? Now that expression is really important. We will get back to that soon. Today we will look at a few inequalities which are very important in in solving definite integration questions, and we'll see what they are now. Okay, the first and very basic inequality is that if f of x is greater than or equal to 0, that would imply that integral from a to b f of x dx is also greater than or equal to 0, right? This is a very, very important thing to understand. Although it looks very obvious, it is kind of obvious because this is a sum. This is a sum over positive stuff. So because this is, limit n tends to infinity of some sum by n into summation f of xr. By the way, what were these xr? We've seen that this is xr are basically a plus b minus a by n into r, right? That's what they would be actually. Okay, so this part is obviously greater than or equal to 0, and this is positive. So we are assuming like a is less than b. If we are integrating, if a is less than b, then obviously this has to be positive, right? So yeah, so this tends to something positive. So this integral is positive. Now one very important consequence of that is that if f of x is greater than or equal to g of x, then integral from a to b f of x dx is greater than or equal to integral from a to b g of x dx. Obviously here also b is greater than a. That is important. So the moment you have that you have this. Why? Because f of x minus g of x is greater than or equal to 0. You integrate this and you will get this. It's not a big deal, right? It's a direct consequence of that. What is the next one? Another important thing is a function, when it is a continuous function, right? We always have extremums. Y equal to f of x is continuous on a comma b. That would imply that f of x is between some m and small m, right? Where m is the f max, let's say, the maximum value f can take, yeah, and m is the minimum value f can take. Okay, we can have this. Now that would imply that if I integrate f of x ab less than or equal to, this should be integrated from a to b dx. This is also integrated from a to b dx. So this will actually imply simply that the integral is bounded. That is the important thing. M into b minus a is equal to small m into b minus a. So this is the bound for the integral. The integral is also bounded the moment you know the bounds of f. Okay. Now this reminds me of something very interesting. Think about it. If integral a to b f of x equal to 0, y is equal to f of x is continuous on AB, this would imply that f has a root in AB. Now I want you to relate this with homework. This is homework. Relate it with what is that called? Rolle's theorem. This is very, very important. Okay. So if integral of a continuous function is 0, then it must have a root in AB. Right? Has at least one root in the open interval AB. Okay. Next thing which we are interested in is this happens in summation as well. This is called what is it called? It's called the triangle inequality. So I would call it triangle inequality again. Kind of, but it's related to modulus. Mod of integral f of x dx is always less than or equal to integral of mod f of x dx. So how do you intuitively think about it? I am only telling you the intuition, right? So suppose we take sin x. We take sin x between 0 and 2 pi. Okay. This is y equal to sin x, and on the other hand I have y equal to mod sin x. So that will have something like this, right? This is pi here. Now obviously if you integrate this, this will be positive, but if I am integrating this, this will be included with negative. So here it is positive, here it is negative, here both are positive. So this is going to be greater than, right? If you take the area, that will be greater. So the negative parts are becoming positive, so obviously it will be greater. So proving it would be tough. We cannot generalize and prove it, right? So it depends on how many roots the function has in that interval and everything like that. So I hope you get the intuitiveness of this. Okay. So this is the triangle inequality, and finally we have Cauchy-Schwarz inequality. Cauchy-Schwarz inequality. The same way we have it for summation. Integral from a to b. What does this say? F of x g of x dx mod is what, less than or equal to? Yeah, is less than or equal to square root integral a to b f of x square dx square root integral a to b g of x square dx. It is this Cauchy-Schwarz inequality which you should be knowing. So these are a few very important things which you should be knowing before you give ISI CMI or anything. So please practice questions on this. I will start adding questions in the Telegram group, as I said. So if you are not there in the Telegram group, please go and join it from the channel link. All right. So that's all for today. Take care. Bye bye. It has been a very short video. Bye.